Welcome to Center Hice Productions. It is January 20th, 2024. Please hit the likes and subscribe down below in the right-hand corner. Muchly appreciated. All right, you'll notice my face is not in it tonight. I'm still battling the flu. Bear with me. I'm just kind of doing an audio for this one as well until I come above board flu-wise. All right. So recap of this whole thing. Final score was 9-4 Bruins. We got taken to, they got taken for a good ride by the Bruins. Sadly enough, the first two periods we were in this thing, and then we just seemed to fall apart in the third period. All right. So it wasn't a bad, the score is deceiving. It's just, mind you, Montembeault played well in the beginning of this game. This wasn't on him at all. It was just the turnovers and Montreal giving up the blue line. And just a mental, it looked like they mentally lost their game altogether. All right, so Brad Marchand set up a club record by scoring the 20th goal of the season, 11th consecutive season. Danton Heineman was quite the story tonight. He got his first career hat trick. The Boston Bruins rolled to a nice 9-4 win over Montreal Canadiens Saturday night, fourth straight victory. David Pastrnak added his team-leading 30th goal. Pavel Zacha scored with his 100th of the career as the Bruins beat their longtime rivals for the 12th time in 13 meetings. Charlie Coyle and Jake DeBrusk also scored, and the defenseman Brandon Carlo had a goal in his first game back since being sidelined nearly 2 weeks with what he had called a little concussion. So there you go. And Brad Marchand broke Hall of Famer Johnny Busek's record, and Patrice Bergeron, who both had 20 goals in 10 straight seasons by playing for the first time since leaving a January 9th game with an unexpected injury. Linus Ullmark made 17 saves for Boston, which shows you Montreal did not get nowhere near enough shots on him. So he had a pretty easy night back, which improved 9-1-3 for Boston in its last 13. Brendan Gallagher, Cole Caulfield, Joel Armia, Mike Matheson scored for Montreal, which has lost 5 of its last 7. With the score tied at 3, Heineman skated down the right side wing and fired a wrister inside the far post for his second goal, pushing Boston ahead at 10:46 into the second period. Coyle then tipped Pasternak's pass into the net, making it 5-3 and less than a minute later. Gallagher scored to slice the score 5-4. Pastrnak scored on a partial breakaway in the final period, over 3 minutes before Marchand's milestone goal. And Heinen completed his hat trick, Boston's second in 2 games. Pastrnak did it in Thursday's win over Colorado. So that's pretty much as I'm going to go into that part of it. Now we're just going to go right to the stats. Well, Heinen, definitely the first star, and he deserved it. 3 goals. He was a +2. Pastrnak had a great game. 1 goal, 1 assist, +3. And Charlie Coyle had a good, strong game as well. 1 goal, 1 assist for +2. So first period started with Cole Caulfield scoring, assisted by Sean Monahan and Yuri Slafkovsky on the power play. Things were looking good for the Habs at that point. And that was 9:18 into the period. 12:47, Brendan Carlo scored, assisted by Trent Frederick and Jakob Luko, and they even the score. Then at 15 minutes into the period, Joel Armia scored, assisted by Joshua Roy and Sean Monahan. Monahan had a very strong game for the Canadians. 18-10, Jake DeBrusk scores, and assisted by James Van Riemsdyk. And then at 19:05, Danton Heinen scores, assisted by Glijak and Charlie McCoy. Hard to believe all that scoring was there in the first period. Wow. Second period, Mike Matheson scores, assisted by Sean Monahan again and Nick Suzuki on the power play. And then you had Danton Heineman, 10:46, Jasper Balthus and Hampus Lindahl assisted him at 10:46. 11:35, Charlie Coyle scored at Pasternak, assisted, and Brad Marchand. And then Brendan Gallagher scored to bring us within a goal, assisted by Harvey Pinard, which was a nice goal. Not really going over the goals individually too much because I'm just trying to get through and give you the basic idea. Then the third period came and the wheels just fell off of us. It's like we were all the way there for those first two periods. Then the third period starts and David Pasternak comes bursting down and he scores no problem. And Jaden Struble should have tied him up better, but Brendan Gallagher actually made the bad pass out and kind of created this play to start happening. Then we get a similar play that Brad Marchand gets one, assisted by Charlie Coyle, and I don't know if it was that goal or the next one, but I think it was that one. Anyway, it was one of the two goals. Slav lost his man, and they scored. So that was Brad Marchand. And then you got guys out of position all the way through this. Then it was Brad Marchand was scored at 4:32, assisted by Charlie Coyle. 9:13, Pavel Zacha, assisted by Jake DeBrusk and James Van Riemsdyk. And then at 10:40, Danton Heineman gets another one, assisted by Geeky and Kevin Shattenkirk on the power play. And it was pretty sad. I mean, again, you're not going to beat Boston with just only 21 shots. It's not going to happen. They had 36 shots, 33 hits for us to 27. Didn't seem that way. Face-offs, 26 for us. They beat us in that department, 29. We did all right on the power play tonight, 2 out of 3, and they did 1 for 3. So we were all right on the power play. It's a shame we couldn't have cashed in the last one, but however, the Bruins had us quite handily. Penalty minutes, 11 each. Giveaways, 7 for us, 9 for them. Takeaways, 9 for us, 8 for them. Block shots, 7 for us, 14 for them. And we really didn't do our job. Of all nights, you would think that we would want to block more shots. It would be against the Bruins to put on a show. But it was a special night for them for their, I believe it was their 1989 team, ending the drought against the Habs. So it was in honor of them, and they sure put on their show. And I'm not even going to bother talking about the penalties. It was just very sad because, like I said, we played respectable for 2 periods, and it almost, would have been nice to have a better outcome. Just wasn't expecting to see them. I mean, I know we have lapses for periods at a time, but it's just the same old thing we do have. You think that they would have held up fighting in this one, but you're only down by a goal for a bit, and then they just fall apart. Just lack of confidence. It just seemed like they totally were starting to respect Boston too much and backing off. And Boston was just always 2 or 3 steps ahead at that point when we were giving them far too much respect, and they took over the neutral zone. So that being said, it was a very straightforward game. Glad it's over. I predicted it to be a blowout. I was quite happy after in the beginning of this game when it was 5-4. I thought, up and within that point it was respectable, but after that it just went to where I thought it would go, and so felt bad for Montembeault being pulled, but it was the right thing to do to pull him and put Primo in there. And, it's funny anyway. It's the way it went, and we expected the loss. Now we got to Ottawa next. Don't expect much better. Maybe a little bit less scoring. Maybe something like 5-2, something of that nature, or 6-2. But yeah, I wouldn't expect much, and this is it works for me. It's part of the tankathon for me. Is hoping the Habs drop in the standings. Like I said, they made it entertaining the first two periods, and then it just they went to sleep. So that's pretty much the synopsis to that. We'll give you an update and a review, and hopefully I'll be back on video, like in picture, in the next game. Hopefully I'm over this fluke, but just wanted to keep the fans here updated. Anyway, where's the puck drop first here at Center Hice Productions. Leave your comments, tell me what you thought of the game, and just keep it respectable. We will catch you in the next one, us versus the Sens, which should be real interesting. And like I said, I expect us to lose that one quite handily as well. Just a good stretch of games coming up. God bless.